Hey, what's up? Colby from Sanitarium Productions back again. Today bringing you another G.I. Joe action figure vehicle review and unboxing. In today's episode we're looking at the 2008 Cobra Conquest X-30, the Python Patrol version. This one comes with the Python Patrol Viper, and flip this around for you. It's based on the original Conquest X-30 jet, I guess it is, from the vintage line, slightly modified for the new 25th anniversary. It's got the nice Python Patrol color scheme on it, which I really absolutely love, so it's pretty awesome. As I said, this came out in 2008, and it was a Target exclusive. You could also get the the Tiger Force Tiger Rat, which was a repainted version of the Cobra Rattler for the G.I. Joe Tiger Force. But today we're looking at the Python Patrol Conquest X-30. So we'll unbox this thing, take it apart, put it back together, and go from there. Should be pretty awesome, so stay tuned. So we have the boxed version here of the G.I. Joe Conquest X-30, the Cobra version, which is in the Python Patrol colors. Comes with the Python Patrol Viper here. It is a Target exclusive, so you can see here. The back of it looks pretty cool. Here's a picture of the Tiger Rat that you could buy separately if you would like. So, pretty nice little box here. Sorry if we get out of frame a little bit on this. It's kind of a big box here. So there's two pieces of tape on each side. One here, 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 and here. So we're just going to start out by slicing those open. And we get in here. Over so that we can not have all the contents spill out everywhere. And here we have the actual box itself. The plane itself is mostly put together, it seems. Figure here. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. I'm going to start here with just getting the figure off, and it's just taped in here. So I'm just going to cut the edges of the tape here to pull out the box. And we'll come back to the figure at some point in the future, but we'll set him to the side for right now. So in here, it's held together by these twisty tie things. There is an accessory pack in here. We're just going to cut it out. It's just taped in here. That goes with the Viper figure. And we have the accessory pack. Ooh, there's the instructions. They were on the bottom. Sticker sheet and the instructions. So the accessory pack for here is also taped in. And I'm actually just going to pull the tape. Oh, it's taped pretty good. So we're going to cut the tape. And there's one down here. So, accessories, missiles, and stuff like that. and everything else looks like it's just clipped in. So let's flip this thing upside down. Don't y'all love those things? So what I use is just a pair of wire cutters here, and I just snip these things off because I hate trying to untie these. And you see it makes short work. That's all trash now. I'm going to try to flip this over without it coming completely apart. So now these things just pull right off, mostly. So, empty box goes into the trash bin. Recycle bin if you can. And so there is a big old piece of tape over here which held in the accessory pack. So I'm just going to gently try to remove it. Perfect. Throw that away. And we have a couple more twisty ties here. There's one here holding part of the canopy on and one here holding something on. And I'll just snip that. And snip that. While we have this thing upside down, there's also the little elastic band back here in the back. Just go ahead and cut that. And there's also one in the front holding the landing gear on. So we'll just go ahead and snip that as well. And as you'll notice, there is this one big plastic band going around the canopy. We're just going to cut that as well, but I'm going to go back to my X-Acto knife for that. And we're just going to go in at this joint right here and gently remove that. And swap up. Shouldn't need this anymore, shouldn't need that too much anymore. Alright, so there we have the whole thing unboxed. We have the plane itself, we have the accessory pack, we've got the action figure, we have the action figure accessories, and we have the blueprints and sticker sheet. So that's the entire contents of your Conquest X-30 Python Patrol vehicle. We'll jump in here and start looking at this stuff individually next, so stick around. We're going to start off here with the instruction sheets and the stickers. They are just taped together here, so we're just going to unseal them with a little X-Acto knifey. Nice little sticker sheet here. And the instructions. I'll get you a better scan of this so you can kind of actually see it in detail, but these are the actual blueprint itself. It shows the features. And on the back, there's the assembly process and then the sticker placement. So we'll take each of these individually and give you a closer zoomed in view of all of that. So alright, we're going to go ahead and just unbox or unbag the accessory pack here. It's taped together, so again, we're just going to cut the tape off and see what we have here. Alright, so we have two stabilizers or rudders or whatever you want to call them. Then we have two of these big gray missiles. And we have four of these yellow missiles. And that's what's included in the accessory pack, so. Step 1 is to attach the stabilizers / rudders as shown. So, we've got two of these. They are opposites of one another, so they are meant to go on one side or the other side, not either side, but or. So, only one side. The way to tell which side they go on, if I can get the lighting right here. So, at the bottom here, there are two little tab indentations. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on that to get something for you. Bear with me a moment. Let's do it this way. Move this off camera and see if we can focus in on this. Okay, so as you can see, I guess maybe here, there are two little tab indentations beneath the bigger tabs. So those go only in one spot, so they are not on both sides. They're only on one side. So you line those tabs up with the slots in the back of the plane. And they just line up and snap into place. And they don't actually make a loud snap or anything like that, but they will only go in one place. So there's that one. Let me see if I can zoom back out now and show you the other one. So for the other side, it's the same way. There's just these little indentations. And they line up with the indentations on the back of the plane. And you just snap them in place. Theoretically. There we go. And they just fit in there real easy like once you do that. So that's the first step. Step 2 is to attach the missiles and drop tanks as shown. So we're going to flip this thing upside down. And that is one thing I wish they would do more often is to let you know that, it's probably easier to put these things on before you attach those rudders, but, that's alright. So the drop tanks are the big gray missiles, and they go on the tabs, the little T-joint things closest to the main body, and there's just a little dumbbell holder piece there that just snaps onto that. So just flip it upside down, just press it into place. May have to wiggle it back and forth a little bit to get it on there, because they are going to be a little tight. Same thing for the other one. It's a lot easier when you can actually be over top of the thing and not a foot back from out of the camera. But just wiggle it back and forth until it falls into place, and there you go. Those are the drop tanks. The other missiles, they're just these yellow missiles here. There are 4 of them, and they just go on the other 2 tabs. So they work the same way. You just kind of put them in place and just wiggle it back and forth until it snaps into place. And these are a little bit easier than the big ones. And there you have it. It's pretty much already put together, so that's all you really have to do. And you've got a completed Conquest X-30 Python Patrol fighter jet. Alright, so now that the assembly process is already finished, let's just take a look at the features and see what all we have here. So, up first, we have the opening canopy, which is pretty nice. The actual cockpit in there is fairly well detailed. It's got some nice detail work back here behind the cockpit. Some controls and things molded into the actual seat itself. But other than that, it's pretty plain. But just moving backwards, we have a little piece here that is, I thought, removable. Maybe it's not. If it is, it's very difficult to remove. We'll come back to that. Moving back a little bit more, you've got a removable hatch cover with the engines back here. Some pretty nice detail work on the engines, so that's pretty cool. You snap that back on there. That's pretty much it for the top of the vehicle. Again, I don't know. Maybe this one's just really difficult, but yeah, I don't think that's actually supposed to come off. They're calling it the Micro Adjust Navigation Computer. I don't know. We'll try it again in a minute here. Flipping it upside down again, we have in the front retractable landing gear, which is kind of cool. And then back here we have the other piece of the landing gear, which fold out. The wheels spin. They are rubberized wheels, which is nice. And that's pretty much it. There is this piece here, which is not removable, and there's a bit of this here elastic band still left on there. And yeah, that's essentially it. Go ahead and pop the landing gear out so we can have this thing land the right way. And I should note that it, well actually, so the landing gear itself, these fold out. You just squeeze them back together and then push out on them, and they fold out like that. And it sits pretty stable when you do that. Otherwise, it'll be kind of rickety and won't work really well. So I still want to get it this thing. It is not wanting to come off, so we'll just have to assume that it's not meant to come off. So it's got a handle there, and you would think because of that it would just work, but it's not, so we're going to leave it alone for right now. So anyways, there is the feature set of the Conquest X-30 Python Patrol jet. It rolls really well, has some nice engines in the back. Yeah, overall it's a pretty nice looking vehicle. So this is the figure that was included with it. It is the Python Patrol Viper. And he is held in place by just this elastic bandy stuff. So we're just going to slice it open. And then he just comes out straight like that. The card itself is kind of nice. It has the nice little burst fireball effect going on right there. And there's a little part number thing on the bin that it comes with that I don't remember seeing that before, so that's kind of interesting. But trash now for that. So the figure itself, get rid of the little plastic things, is just a traditional Cobra Viper who has a necktie in the new Python Patrol color scheme. Articulation is pretty much the same as all the rest of the figures in the line. Shoulder joints, arms move 360 degrees that way. Elbow joints, this one's a little stiff, but elbows bend, then the wrist turns 360, so there we go. Head rotates 360 degrees, and it does move up and down, so you can nod and headbang if you are into that kind of thing. Waist turns, legs, standard articulation there. Articulation at the elbow joints, the knee joints, and the foot also turns 360 degrees and rotates up and down. So overall, very good articulation. The sculpt on this thing is pretty standard for the Viper line. The color scheme that they've chosen is the gray and the yellow, which works pretty good for this figure. So let's take a look at his accessories, which are all bundled up here. And let's see what he comes with. He's got his standard backpack, his standard assault rifle, and his goggles. So that's kind of cool. The backpack fits into the peg on the back. Goes in pretty well. His assault rifle fits in his hand really well. And then these goggles are actually a very cool accessory, in my opinion anyways. They just fit over top of the head. They don't stay on very well, but they do fit on top of it like that. And it gives them the appearance of that, classic Viper. And how does he compare to someone like, let's call it, our standby, trusty, handy-dandy beachhead figure? Same proportions because it is from the same line, same era, so it is pretty good. So overall, the figure is really nice. I've always liked these Viper figures anyways. It would have been nice to maybe have a mirror coating on the red of this face mask, but you know, that's nitpicking things. It works really well as it is. On this particular one, the vest, which is removable, it's on a little bit loose, but no real big issue there. But yeah, so there's the Viper figure. Very cool. I like it. So here we have the set together for size comparison. You can see the action figure here, and then the size of the actual vehicle itself in comparison. So it's a pretty big vehicle. So how well does it actually work? Take the figure, and the goggles have a bad tendency to want to fall off all the time, but that's fine. Go ahead and remove his gun too. I'm just curious if he sits in here with his backpack on, or we're going to have to take that off too. And I think the answer is he doesn't fit in here real well with his backpack on. So pop that off. Slide him in here, and he sits down really well in there. Unfortunately, no place to really store the weapons at that point, so you'll have to find other means. But no big deal. It does its job, and does its job pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So here we have the completed Conquest X-30 Python Patrol jet. So as I said before, I really like the color scheme on this thing. It's a nice kind of maroon color with gray and silver highlights with some black detail work. It's supposed to mimic kind of like snake pattern and things like that, and you know, I've just always liked this ever since the original came out back in 1988 or 89, whenever they actually released the original Python Patrol series. And looking at it today, it still stands up to me. It still looks really awesome, and what else can I say? It's just really awesome as far as the color scheme goes. The jet itself, not too many action features. A couple of them, it's got nice landing gear, some really cool missiles, but other than that, it's mainly just a jet. So if you like jets, it's kind of cool. If you don't like jets, then you may want to pass on this one, but I really like it, mostly because it's the Python Patrol stuff, but that's just me. The figure itself, the Vipers are always very nice, so I really like that figure, so it's worth it to have that. It's nice as a complement to the set. I don't know if I would get it by itself just for the figure, but as a package overall, it works really well. So if you can still find this for a relatively decent amount of money, go ahead and pick it up when you can. It is pretty awesome. It looks really nice, and that's about all I got to say about it. So subscribe to our channel below, post some comments, tell me what you want to see in future episodes. If you've got any feedback on this particular set, memories or whatever, feel free to leave them below, and until next time, yo Joe.